As tensions flare between Israel and Iran, Reddit users unite, not in peace, but in petty, sarcastic comment warfare. Let's descend into the glorious depths of geopolitical keyboard courage.
Ah yes, Reddit, where everyone is a foreign policy expert with zero actual stakes.
Can't wait for the hot takes from people who think Iran is still called Persia.
Bold of Israel to pick a fight when everyone already hates them this week.
Iran attacking is like a toddler throwing a tantrum at a nuclear reactor.
Meanwhile, the US is polishing missiles and pretending to be the adult in the room.
Every time I think Reddit can't get worse, a thread like this drops.
Imagine living in Tel Aviv and seeing these Reddit posts instead of sirens.
Did anyone else forget that actual people die when these two fight? Or is it just me?
No, keep arguing over who's more justified. That's productive.
Iran's strategy is basically poke Israel, hope someone else jumps in.
Some of y'all really think WW3 will be live streamed on TikTok. Why does every post about Israel devolve into theological debates from people who failed high school history?
The amount of well actually in this thread could power a reactor.
So Iran fires drones and everyone starts playing Risk in the comments.
I miss the days when Reddit was about cat videos.
Nothing like global instability to bring out the best in anonymous people.
If sarcasm could deflect missiles, this comment section would be impenetrable.
Someone just said Iran has never been aggressive. That's a bold fantasy.
Reminder, this isn't a Marvel movie. There are no heroes.
How long before someone blames Obama?
Honestly, the internet was a mistake.
Israel blinks. Reddit war crimes. Iran throws rocks, Israel responds with jets. Totally balanced.
Geopolitics 101, whoever shouts louder on Reddit wins.
Gotta love the sudden Middle East experts who can't find Tehran on a map.
Iran's drones probably bought off Alibaba.
This is why aliens don't visit.
You'd think after 70 years we have a better solution than more bombs.
Reddit diplomacy. 1. Mock the country. 2. Flex your ignorance. 3. Profit.
At this point, I'm rooting for the meteor.
Israel vs. Iran, Season 9. Same plot twist.
Watching this comment section aged me in real time.
Where's the nobody is right option in this poll? What's the over/under on someone quoting ancient scripture unironically?
I give it 5 more comments before someone brings up Hitler.
Oh yes, peace will be achieved once this guy finishes his 3-paragraph Reddit rant.
Fun fact, sarcasm is not a replacement for empathy.
Let's send Redditors to negotiate. Worst case, they annoy everyone into a ceasefire.
Reminder that some of these commenters can vote.
Is it bad that I find this thread more terrifying than the actual conflict?
Every comment here is just another reason to log off forever.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Please stop roleplaying as UN delegates, it's embarrassing.
Do we get a bingo card for every recycled take on this conflict? If Reddit ruled the world, we'd all be dead or debating pineapple on pizza.
This comment section is sponsored by nihilism.
War brought to you by your daily dose of ignorance and rage.
When did empathy get replaced with memes?
I'm not sure if this thread is satire or just real-time madness.
As the digital war room heats up, Reddit's amateur diplomats unleash their true weaponry: passive aggression, historical revisionism, and comments typed with one hand while microwaving leftover pizza.
If I had a nickel for every time someone in this thread said educate yourself unironically.
This guy just cited Wikipedia as his only source and is calling people sheet.
Arguing over Israel and Iran on Reddit is like screaming into a broken fax machine.
Just so someone say both sides are wrong and get downvoted into oblivion. Classic.
Imagine being this confident and this misinformed at the same time.
Why is everyone suddenly fluent in Farsi and Mossad strategy? Someone compared this to Ukraine. That's it. I'm out.
I swear half of these comments are AI-generated rage bait.
Nothing like conflict in the Middle East to activate everyone's internal keyboard warrior.
One guy said Israel should be erased and called it nuanced political commentary.
Iran state media probably uses Reddit threads like this to justify their nonsense.
This thread is one bro-Jew research away from imploding.
I just want one thread without someone mentioning Zionism within 5 comments.
So we're just casually rewriting 20th century history now. Cool.
Someone asked for sources and got blocked. Peak Reddit.
And convinced half these takes are designed to piss off both sides equally.
Every thread about Israel turns into a PhD thesis written by a guy who failed geography. This isn't diplomacy. It's a shouting match with bonus gifts.
At this point, I'm here for the chaos. Nothing else makes sense.
Iran vs Israel thread should come with a blood pressure warning.
Some guy just unironically said this is why we need nuclear deterrence.
Why does Reddit think throwing buzzwords at war makes it less deadly?
I'm just waiting for the third cousin of someone who lived in Tel Aviv in 1987 to show up.
Y'all do realize civilians are dying while you argue about who started it, right?
Reddit, where every conflict is an excuse for moral superiority cosplay.
I think this thread gave me actual geopolitical burnout.
Would love to see one of these warriors actually survive 10 minutes in the region.
You can almost hear the neckbeards furiously typing actually from here. Reddit's foreign policy, shout louder and hope for karma.
How do we go from drones to my dad fought in WW2 and 3 comments flat?
I just want one intelligent comment. One. Just to prove it's possible.
Every hot take here could be a rejected political science thesis title.
Someone suggested peace and got laughed at. That sums it up.
This thread is a masterclass in missing the point entirely.
Iran, Israel, Reddit. The unholy trinity of online despair.
Reddit's idea of nuance is using 3 emojis instead of 2.
I'd say stay informed, but clearly we've gone too far for that.
Can someone just unplug the internet for like a day?
When in doubt, blame the UN. Works every time. I haven't seen this much bad faith since my ex's last DM.
You don't understand the context. Bro, you don't understand the context.
Nothing says peaceful dialogue like 400 downvotes and a death threat.
This thread is like watching a flaming garbage truck roll into a gas station.
It's all fun and games until someone references Sun Tzu unironically.
So much outrage, so little knowledge.
I swear, some of you are just here to feel something.
Why debate when you can just yell in all caps?
The thread is now 40% memes, 60% yelling. Balance achieved.
Now we descend into the swirling pit of caps lock diplomacy, all caps accusations, and keyboard warriors clutching ideological swords sharpened on rage. The Reddit meltdown is officially underway.
I hope you all rot in your echo chamber. This is why no one takes Reddit seriously. Imagine thinking your meme from 2014 ends a 75-year conflict. I'm actually embarrassed for you.
If your solution to war is just nuke them, please log off and hydrate.
Someone just said Israel and Iran should settle this on a chessboard. I can't tell if it's satire.
This isn't even a debate anymore. It's just emotional exorcism through Wi-Fi.
I watched a guy call for total war and then end his comment with lol. Some of you are using this thread as therapy and it shows.
I've seen less tension at a family funeral where the inheritance got stolen.
Reddit, when nuance goes to die and scream its final breath into the void.
I miss when this subreddit was just cat pics and Elon memes.
Someone called the entire Iranian population in PCS and just kept typing like that was fine.
Israel is literally trending because a Redditor said I'll take. What is happening?
This one guy is using war crimes as a punchline. Is this the new normal?
I just saw a 12-paragraph essay get ignored for a one-line insult with 2K upvotes.
Who needs therapy when you have 800 strangers yelling at you in bold italics?
Someone said this isn't a deep under a post about civilian casualties. This comment section is proof that humanity peaked with dial-up.
I've had more productive arguments with my toaster.
People are literally quoting Marvel movies to explain foreign policy.
The amount of fragile masculinity in this thread could power a small nation.
Someone called the Geneva Convention a suggestion. That's where we are now.
Every thread like this ages like milk left in the sun.
A guy just called himself a citizen of the world after advocating carpet bombing.
Why does every Reddit war thread feel like a group project with no adult supervision?
This is less a conversation, more collective nervous breakdown in slow motion.
I just saw someone equate memes with resistance. We are lost.
Every reply is either cope, base, or blocked. That's political discourse now. This thread gives main character syndrome to people with zero qualifications.
Someone wrote Israel equals Thanos and 3 people agreed. Not a single jerk in sight.
The levels of irony in here are so dense, it formed a black hole of logic.
Why do people keep saying facts don't care about your feelings and then cry in the replies?
Imagine dying on the hill of my meme as valid foreign policy.
This comment thread is radioactive. Approach with emotional hazmat gear.
You're not oppressed, you're just flawed and wrong.
I need a palate cleanser. Send me pictures of ducks or something.
Never underestimate Reddit's ability to turn horror into a punchline.
If your entire argument is based on YouTube comments, we're not the same species. Someone said this is why we need strong fathers. What does that even mean?
Honestly, I'd rather step on a Lego barefoot than read this thread again.
This is no longer a conversation. It's trauma karaoke.
I think Reddit needs an emotional support moderator for days like this.
Congratulations. You've unlocked the weaponized ignorance achievement.
I just saw a guy compare this to Hogwarts politics. I wish I was joking.
What if we solve geopolitical tensions by turning off the comments for a week?
This thread is proof that the worst people are often the loudest.
Reddit, the only place where genocide and updates coexist peacefully.
Can we just agree that nobody here should be in charge of anything ever?
And as the smoke clears and the digital dust settles, what's left? Not resolution, not reflection, just the hum of servers archiving our rage for future historians to misinterpret. Welcome to the comment section, Museum of Modern Despair.
I came here to read insightful takes. I stayed because I couldn't look away from the psychological car crash.
They say war never changes, but Reddit sure finds new ways to make it dumber.
Reddit is the only battlefield where everyone dies inside, but no one logs off.
We went from diplomacy to your mom jokes in under 12 comments.
At this point, I trust my cat's opinion on Middle East policy more than half the people here.
History professors of the future will cite this thread as evidence that civilization deserved the collapse.
This thread reads like a group therapy session where everyone refused the therapy part.
Remember, if you scream into the void long enough, the void starts dambuting you.
I used to have hope. Then I read Reddit comments on international conflict.
This isn't discourse, it's just weaponized boredom with a Wi-Fi signal.
We live in a world where sarcasm is foreign policy and irony is armor. God help us all. Nothing says we care like arguing about missiles while watching cat reels.
Some of you would post a meme during the apocalypse and ask for upvotes.
The only consistent truth here is everyone's addicted to being right.
Imagine explaining this thread to aliens. No wonder they won't visit.
Reddit, where international diplomacy meets incoherent screaming and smugness.
At this point, even the AI has more emotional intelligence than half this thread.
This whole thing feels like playing chess with pigeons, loud, messy, and pointless.
War is hell. But Reddit? Reddit is hell with common karma.
I came for the geopolitics, stayed for the existential dread.
Peace was never an option. Neither was a coherent comment section. Everyone here thinks they're a philosopher with a Wi-Fi connection and a trauma backlog.
Reddit is the Tower of Babel only with more memes and less divine punishment.
We debated global conflict using quotes from The Office. I think we're finished as a species.
The most liked comment was yikes. That's the level of insight we're working with.
This thread is proof we're not ready for aliens, or peace, or nuance.
I've heard better logic from fortune cookies.
It's comforting to know that no matter how bad things get, someone will always yell cringe.
The problem with the internet is everyone has a microphone and no filter.
This isn't Reddit. It's a haunted house where every room is full of opinions you didn't ask for.
Sometimes I wonder if the internet is just a very elaborate psychological experiment gone rogue.
This thread feels like reading the thoughts of 100 people trapped in a group hallucination. At the end of the day, none of this matters. But the comments, they'll echo forever in the void.
And thus concludes the episode, a digital battlefield with no victors, only exhausted egos and haunted scroll wheels. Tune in next time if the internet survives us.